Hi everyone, this is Shane Murphy. Welcome aboard to the Consumer Behaviour online class with APM. It's a great pleasure to have you here in this online learning space wherever you are in Australia. And I look forward to sharing some information around the topic of consumer behaviour and hopefully us all learning something together. So I'm going to briefly introduce the topic of consumer behaviour, give you an overview of how the course runs, a little bit about myself as well in the introduction, and also a little bit about the assessments. So moving right along, so my background is fairly varied. It began with a marketing degree, and I graduated in University of New South Wales down in Sydney. I did some work for an IT recruitment company there. I was managing a small company, boutique company in Sydney. I also did a lot of work in the entertainment marketing space for many years, a lot of work in the music industry. And of recent years, I've actually been teaching for 12 years with APM. I also teach at Southern Cross University, Griffith University, SAE, and I'm also doing a master's. So I'm fairly busy, but you're fairly excited about the evolution of consumer behaviour and also the evolution of digital marketing. I also teach consumer behaviour and digital marketing for the degree students here at APM, and I'm really interested in all these technological changes and the changes in social media and things like that, in such a fast-moving industry. I've actually got a LinkedIn a link on the first announcement when you go to the portal site, and that can actually take you to a full coverage of my experience. Okay, so this subject is a fundamental core unit of a marketing degree or a diploma. Anywhere around the world you'd find consumer behaviour as one of the core subjects, and it's all about the focus of this particular subject. How it differs from the other marketing subjects is the key focus is just on consumers, and there's a little bit in the last lecture on organisational buying behaviour, but the predominant amount of the course is on consumer behaviour and what are the internal and external influences that affect how people make decisions when they buy and consume products and services. And because it has this sort of psychological focus, it is considered to be multidisciplinarian. But not only does it cover the marketing areas, marketing applications, psychology, also a little bit of economics theory turns up in the book, but also anthropology and cultural discipline, sociology. We look at social class. We look at the influence of social groups, reference groups on our purchase and buying behaviour, and we also look at situational influences that happen at the point of purchase, and some very fascinating content here in the course. But I won't pretend to say that it's actually quite an involved subject, and it really requires you to stay up to date with the readings per week as a minimum. Hopefully the end goal at the end of the course is that we are going to gain some insight into how we think and what our own consumer behaviour is and what's influencing our own consumer behaviour. And hopefully we can also learn about others and get a little bit more of an understanding, which is particularly good from a management point of view, how other people think and what drives them and what motivates them and so on. But it's really important to realise from the get-go that the way that you look at your consumption decisions as a consumer yourself is your point of view only, and it's really important to keep an open mind. That's why the points there about leaving your shoes at the door, to realise that other people around you are thinking and being influenced in different ways. They have a different process. So what we try to do is unpack the sort of the generic process and frameworks that we all go through buying products and services, and look at lots of different ideas around consumer behaviour. So moving right along, in terms of the support, I've talked about the core text as being very important to keep up to date with the readings. It's an excellent text, a fantastic summary. I personally find it very interesting, fascinating, and I particularly like the marketing applications in the textbook. That can be found in the subject and lecturer information. So you click on that link and you can actually see the textbook there, and you can click on that link. If you've got any difficulties accessing the text, I would urge you to contact student services or online services who provide technical support, and their contact details are on the next slide. There's also a subject outline in that link that gives you an overview of the subject and the topics. And each week there's a series of lecture presentations which summarize the topic, and so that's there to supplement the core text. The lecture notes are, and there's also some good marketing applications in those lecture presentations, so I urge you to download those as well. And finally, the extension resources, they're designed specifically, they've been designed, they're predominantly videos. There's a few readings there, but the videos provide us with industry applications of some of the theoretical concepts. So in a sense, they bring the subject, which is, can be a little bit theoretical, into a real practical context, and we can see how we can use this information as a marketer. Also, in terms of support, we have discussion forums that are there to deepen your learning. They're also there for you to connect with other students, to see other students, their views, which is known as peer-based learning, and also my views, my responses to you. So it's if you like, it's our version of Facebook, is the discussion forum. So it is moderated, but yeah, feel free there to express your thoughts. Feel free there to post interesting things that you see around a particular topic, or if you think something's relevant, you can post that in the general discussion forum. There's also an assessment discussion forum specifically set up where you can post questions around assessments. Alternatively, you can email me direct. That's the best way to get to me. I will, as much as possible, respond within 24 hours to email correspondence. There's also, if you're struggling with academic skills, there's an academic skills section on the portal that you can check out that can help you write reports. It can help you understand a little bit about more academic sort of writing. And we also have a tutor that's available to provide additional support if you need academic support. It's very important for all technical and portal and course administration questions that they're directed to student and online services. There's their phone number there, 1300 234 465, or an email, and they're open between 8:30 to 5 p.m. Should be able to help you with any issues you have. Of course, if it's course content related, then I'm your contact, and I can help you with assessment questions. I can help you with any information in the lecture notes that you're unclear of, and so on. So you can contact me. In terms of expectations, I believe it's fair to all students that we have a due date and that everyone gets their assessments in on that due date. Of course, if you have mitigating unforeseen circumstances, you will need to contact student services to apply for an official extension. And I'm particular about this because I want to be fair to those students that put that work and effort in and get things on time. So please stick to the deadlines, update your calendars about when particularly the mandatory assessments are due in, and we'll talk about those later, but in this subject there's 3 mandatory assessments that have to be completed satisfactorily to get a pass. As I said before, keeping up to date with your textbook reading per week and your lecture notes is a must-do, and also checking the learning portal at least a couple of times a week and hopefully contributing to that discussion forum. It's really important for us to connect on the discussion forum, but it's also important your involvement in the discussion forum because it does contribute to your merit status. So if you do the bare minimum for this course, you get a competent pass for the course, which is satisfactory. If you do more than the bare minimum, therefore you've been involved in some discussion forums and your quality of work is good, and you've also done your optional merit quizzes, then you would expect to earn a merit or outstanding merit status. So that brings us to the assessments. So there are quizzes, not one for each topic as that says there. There's actually 3 quizzes in total. As I said, they're merit-based and they're optional, but they are also designed there to deepen your learning. So I would recommend that you attempt those quizzes, but they are optional. The mandatory assessments are the discussion forum there on the second point. There's 2 assessed discussion forums. So the idea here is that you'll look at the question that will be posted up there, and I'll send you an announcement showing you exactly where that assessment is. It's got a series of criteria that you'll be addressing. There's actually a reading associated with the first, with both those assessments. So you'll develop a response in a Word document, and then you'll create a thread. So the idea here is that everyone creates a thread and pastes in their response in the assess discussion forum, because you won't be able to see other students' responses until you do that. And then once you paste it, you'll be able to see what other students have reflected on the same assessment. Again, this is peer-based learning, and it really helps you sort of get different perspectives on what you're understanding with the material. And finally, the written assessment report, which is 1,500 words plus the word count actually doesn't include referencing, so referencing is separate to that, as are quotes that you may use, and as are any appendixes that you may use with images and additional words. They won't be included in the word count, so it's 1,500 words. But the main thing about the written assessment, and I will talk about the written assessment again in great detail, is that you demonstrate to me that you understand the consumer behaviour material, that you've read the material, you understand it, and you can apply the material. That is the key or necessity for getting a satisfactory pass for the written report. So as I said, there are those 3 mandatory assessments, and then there are the quizzes that are optional that contribute to gaining merit, a merit status, as well as the discussion forum involvement. So it's very important that you complete those mandatory assessments on time and that you address each specific criteria. I will be holding a Collaborate session that you can participate in that will be recorded, where I will go through those assessments in great detail. So look, I'm just here totally giving you as much support as I can. Welcome to the online and learning environment. It can feel very lonely at times, and I know that it's very difficult in terms of time management. We've all got time management issues. I've got 4 kids at home, I'm doing my masters and so on, so it's really important that that we get engaged and that we allocate time accordingly, and then we use the support that's available to us. So good luck and have a great semester with consumer behaviour, and I hope you learned something.